My dear collective, welcome to another random collective reading. Okay, all these messages were channeled on the 15th, okay, of July. I'll probably post them on the 19th, okay, just to get more space for other messages that never stops, okay, aka the music channelings. You might be upset about this, but I do get other messages other than soulmate based insights, okay? It's just what it is. So take what resonates. Let's dive into it, okay? First things first, we got the name Gina, okay? Gina, Gina, okay? This specific soulmate is looking into your money. They're being very nosy. This is somebody's lover, okay? Apparently, Gina feels like she is entitled to know how much money you are making, okay? And she feels like she needs to know where your money goes, how much money you earn, and I don't know if Gina is just somebody you just met, hooked up with, dating for short term or long term, but she's very nosy when it comes to your money. Okay, collective. Now I could flip it around, but I got additional messages. That's why I'm making it like it is right now. Okay. Whoever's dating Gina, she's very nosy about your money and she will not stop until she gets some sort of information on how much it is, where it's going. Okay? That is a message for somebody. Should we pull a card? I think that's it though. Yeah. She loves you. I think you love her. But she's very nosy about the money part, so yeah, she's definitely keeping track. Okay, she's definitely tracking your money. Okay, that's the card that came out was the Ace of Hearts, or the. Let me just show you guys. It's this one, okay? So yeah, there's love there between you guys. There's not malicious or ill intent. They're just nosy and they feel entitled to know how much and where it's going. Okay, this person could be a little bit materialistic. Okay, but yeah, she's definitely keeping track. Okay. Message number 2 is another name. We got Sally and Jamal. Okay, you could be dating Sally, or you could be dating Jamal, or Jamal and Sally is a couple. I remember making another random reading. I mentioned Sally a lot, and the energy I got there was she was frustrated and pissed. Okay, so I don't know if this is a part 2. If I can find that reading, I will link it. Okay, let me just add this to my notes. Okay, so let's pull some cards. And we start first with Sally. So we got this one here. So I feel like somebody needs to heal, but they don't want to heal. Okay, somebody needs to do some shadow work, but they're refusing to do so. Let's pull a card for Jamal. Jamal will not take a chance anymore. They're over and done, and they feel like it's too much of a risk. Okay, whether you're watching for Jamal, if you're watching, Sally, if you're watching for Sally, these are your cards. Okay, but overall for these two couples together, okay, there's about to be some clarity between you and Jamal, or you and Sally. Okay, somebody will have closure, another person will not. But I feel like it's for the best. Somebody will get some sort of clarity about moving away, moving on. So I'm TRUTH, okay? However, even if there's going to be a moving on I'm good type of energy, you're still gonna think about each other a lot, whether you're Sally or Jamal. Okay, so I'm getting the energy of like this is the best for our relationship, but it's still like plaguing somebody's mindset. Okay, somebody might even get like a headache for overthinking so much. So, other cards we got for Sally and Jamal is this one here. Somebody's definitely hurt, or there was a lot of hurts in their relationship. Okay, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain, a lot of deception, but I also feel like somebody's sad about the separation as well. But it's kind of like it doesn't work together. Maybe it's better apart, but somebody's still afflicted by this. You or them. Okay. You guys do have each other's heart still in your guys' embrace. And I feel like after the separation, it might clock to your head or your person that, damn, we really loved each other. We really were each other's perfect match. However, it seems like there's too much issues together and too much sadness apart. So somebody really do have to heal by force. Okay? So that's that. Let's move on. So I channeled spray tan. Okay, just spray tan. Maybe you're getting into it, collective, or maybe you're somebody close to you is getting into the spray tanning. What I've learned recently, spray tans could be from anyone in any skin type. Okay, dark as mine or as light as Julia's, or Julius or Julia's, male and female. Okay, light and dark. So somebody's getting into some sort of spray tanning. Okay. Get into it. Okay. It's good for even things out. It's good for looking summer ready. Like depending on who's watching, it's good for clearing up skin. I don't know. Like the spray tan was the message. I don't know what to say. I feel like somebody might hate it. Oh, listen. If you're getting into spray tans, whomever, male, female, dark, light, like I said, go for it. But there's somebody's partner or soulmate that don't like that you're spray tanning, whether you are of light complexion or dark complexion. Okay. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of, I'm getting the energy of like somebody's soulmate. I don't want to be stereotypical or biased, but it could be a man that feels some type of way. You know how some men doesn't like their females when they're in a relationship to have like full face of makeup, glam makeup. They always say go for the natural. Somebody's soulmate is, or partner or lover is like that with the spray tan. Like, why do you need to spray tan? Like, you need to do it natural. Like, just go into the sun. And this is for if you are of dark complexion or light. Like, for instance, if you're dark complexion, your soulmate might be like, why don't you just like, let it fade away? Or tan, why do you need to use the spray tan, right? And similarly, if you're of light complexion, especially if you're Swedish for some reason, I'm also channeling that. They're like, oh, you don't need to put on the spray tan. Like you look so much better. Just go in the sun. But if you go in the sun, you can get burned, and that's what your soulmate doesn't get. Like for instance, maybe your soulmate has an easier time to get a tan, but you don't, so you have to use a spray tan. Somebody's soulmate is a little bit degrading, I feel, about the usage of spray tans. Okay, it sounds so ridiculous, but somebody's going through something of that nature with their soulmate. I apologize in advance, collective. And for the rest of you guys, you're interested in getting into spray tanning, go for it. Okay, I've never tried it. Okay, but you know, I know it's a thing. It's definitely a thing in the Nordic countries. So, I let's go. Okay, hopefully there's nothing toxic in that. I really don't know because again, I'm not familiar with it myself, but I know what it is. So what I'm channeling here overall is the interest of using it and a soulmate feeling it a little bit too much and will act a little bit degrading because the usage of spray tan. Okay, that's all I got to say. Okay, let's move on to the next message. We got 21 and Madonna. Okay, so you could be 21, they could be, but something about having a fascination with Madonna, the artist. Okay, maybe going to a concert and listen to her music. Maybe you're in a Madonna phase. Maybe you like her aesthetic. Let's see. I'm also channeling here Madonna in terms of a divine feminine. So I have a divine feminine oracle deck, and it's different type of females throughout history, spiritually and non-spiritually, that have made an impact on the earth, on the globe. Okay. It could also be relevant on that note. I don't know by heart, but I think I have it on like one of my shorts, like in the beginnings of my YouTube when I did my messages. I think I posted a lot of like oracle decks, oracle cards. And there is one called Madonna, and I remember it talking about having to suffer a lot, but using that suffering into profit. You know, like the suffering is like a learning lesson. She also had a kid in the picture as well, so some of you guys could have children, or maybe that's like one of your maybe that's a part of your belief system, like Mother Mary. Somebody like prays to the Madonna or believe in the Madonna. It's similar to like Jesus Christ, Saint Patrick, Saint Peter. It could be spiritual, it could be non-spiritual, collective. Let's just pull a card and see what comes up. Like I said, 21 and Madonna. Or somebody is 21 and has a baby, or had a baby at 21. Okay. But what's relevant based on the cards? I got the Page of Cups in reverse. I'm channeling that somebody's angry. Okay. So maybe somebody was supposed to give some sort of message and they didn't, and now somebody is pissed. Okay. You could be pissed at them, or they could be pissed at you because of lack of information. Yeah, I'm getting that. We got the 9 of this one. Okay. Somebody was supposed to do something and they didn't. In terms of information here. Let me check my notes. Somebody's really upset. Okay, but let's see. Knight of Pentacles, according to my notes, a responsible, patient, hardworking man, also devotes to be useful and has the ability to serve. So this is somebody that is very patient, hardworking, preferably a man. Somebody that's very useful and could work in service, or they could work in the military. So what I'm getting here is that maybe somebody that was supposed to be useful is not useful. Somebody's supposed to serve, they're not serving. They're supposed to be hardworking, they're not hardworking. Okay. And whatever it came in terms of a message here, somebody is pissed at that message, or the hardworking man is pissed. But I kind of feel like you're pissed at the hardworking, useful man that was supposed to be hardworking, that was supposed to be useful. They're not useful. And now you are very much pissed at this person, okay? Whoa. You feel like what they're offering is not enough? Let's check out the Knight of Pentacles. Sorry, Knight of Swords. So Knight of Swords, according to my notes, it's an action-oriented man of military nature, the epitome of bravery, skill, and determination. Depending on the card nearby, this card could mean conflict, war, opposition, or destruction. Okay, so the card that's nearby is the Page of Rods, as you guys can see. Actually, we're still like this. Okay, hold up. It was the Page of Death, like this and this. Okay, so basically, it makes sense why you're upset, because I felt this energy. The person that was supposed to be of use, hardworking. I already mentioned military, but it even says military here in the notes. They're not what they claim to be. So you have every reason to be upset with this person that's portrayed to be a man's man, but they are not. Okay? This person is a lover. This person can be very smart, but they're acting very stupid now because they're not upholding to the promise or the words that they're supposed to do. They're acting very unusual, not useful, not hardworking, and you're pressed. Okay, this is probably somebody that has comes off as a man's man, but in reality, as your partner, they are very much in lack, and you're pissed. You know, like, what is this message? So. Anything? I think that's it though. That's it, collective. You're probably watching for a man based on the cards, but I also felt that in the energy. But I'm glad that the cards are clarifying. Let's move on to the next message. We got Africa, the continent. Okay, so you could be working there. You could be going there to work there. It's giving a repair. It's giving business. It's giving mission work, volunteer work. Something in terms of the African continent, okay? I mean, you could be from there as well, but I feel like somebody's traveling to Africa to do some sort of work, okay? Whether it's volunteer work, mission work, business, something, okay? Yeah, okay. Based on the cards, we got this one, these two, okay? So you might feel a little bit stuck there. Maybe something that will happen that will create a lot of like, you don't know what's happening right now. I don't know if it's going to take place when you go to the continent, okay? Or maybe in the process, something is like delayed right now. I don't know what it is, collective. Maybe change of dates or the duration of the time or something. Like, but I don't feel like you're like stuck in Africa. I just feel like there's some sort of delay, okay? Some sort of delay for this person or you. Maybe people, maybe resources. I don't know. But let's pull a card on this. We got this one here. So maybe right now there is like no news about the, like what I said, in terms of volunteer work, business, the traveling, the going to the continent. Maybe things are like being very non-responsive right now. I don't know what to say, collective, okay? I do feel like it's giving a delay or like a full stop, as in you're supposed to head there in January, but you have to wait until this year in December, or maybe it's gonna be canceled. It's something of this nature. I don't know, but somebody was like on their way to the continent to do what I mentioned before. Okay. Anything else though? I'm also hearing some sort of like discrimination as well. But it's like kind of based on colorism. So like if you're from, I don't know if this is relevant though. Or maybe somebody's like going back home to visit. Is that the case? I'm getting the energy of like when you're in one of the countries. A quick example. If you are of African descent, okay, and you live in Europe, right? Or hey, even in the United States of Americas or in Canada or in the UK, right? You go back to the African continent, to one of the African countries, they're looking at you like you're American, you are British, you are European, okay? So there's some sort of discrimination on that. But when you go back to your home where you have your nationality, they're looking at you like you're African. There's some sort of weirdness. I don't know. Somebody's going through something of this nature. I don't know, collective. This is just an example. But I'm also getting the energy of like, let's say you go to Tobago, right? Like you are from like Ethiopia. They're gonna look at you like, why are you going to another country when you could come and help out in Ethiopia? It's something where it's like, if you already, like I said, African descent, you go to another country, you're not from that country, and your own people looking at you, you should come and help in Ethiopia instead of going to Tobago. Like, there's some sort of weirdness going on. It's giving colorism, okay? Collective, we're about to just move on. Oh, a lot of social justice messages, okay? I'm also channeling a firefighter. Maybe you're a firefighter as well. Is trying to go and help out, or a firefighter in the country you're in right now, and you trying to take this over to another country. I do see that your own peoples will feel some type of way, especially if it's not from the country you're from, okay? That's a specific message for somebody. I'm also channeling here, if you found a partner from that country and it's not from the country that you're from, I quote, even if it's like, let's say you're from Germany and they're not German or German black, right? And you go to Ethiopia or, like I said, Tobago, you find somebody and they're from Africa in Tobago, Tobagan base nationality, people back home is going to look at you like, it's so weird. It is some sort of ism, but some people in your circle have an issue of you going to a different country in Africa, choosing somebody that is not from where you're from, or at least it would have been okay if it was German and that is a weird energy. I feel like you want to understand if you're not coming from that perspective or that experience. But it's something where it's like you go to another country and there's going to be some sort of ism. Like you could have chosen a German Tobagan instead of somebody from straight from Africa. Like it's weird, but it will resonate with somebody. Let's continue. Lord have mercy. God. Okay. So this one here, you know what? There are some specifics that are pretty severe. So we're going to do that at the end. Okay. So I'm gonna go with the lighter message. This is in relation to a friendship, maybe a Leo, okay? Friendship between females, okay? So a Leo female want to be friends with you again. They will reach out to you as an immediate contact. The reason why they need a favor, okay? I feel like this person could work in a space where it's catering to the public, okay? So it could be events, it could be online, something where it's like they need crowd surfing. You get me, okay? And apparently you're one of those immediate contact that they feel like they feel that you could vouch for them. But again, this is a friend that messed up another friendship, and the reason why you're not even friends with that person, that same person want to come in and have you as their plus one, okay, to their event or something. And I feel like the reason why they're doing so because they're desperate. But the thing is this, you're not even friends with the other person that they trying to fuck up the friendship with. For them to come in and be like, hello, how are you doing? Let's be cool again. It's very awkward. Just give me one of those awkward messages. And I'm also channeling here. So something about scholarships is relevant and education. Like that could be pertaining to the events that I was talking about, okay? But I will want to say this. For other people, this is quite specific, but you had a best friend, okay, and their relatives or a sibling, which, you know, a relative or a sibling was jealous, envious of the connection you had with their big sister. So they came in trying to take you away from that friendship, and they ruined the friendship between you and that big sister, okay? And hell has no fury like an ending of a friendship, okay? Now that same sister or relative want to come in and be cool with you, they will admit that things are awkward and they had a part to play on the awkwardness. But it's weird energy again because you're not even friends with the big sister. So for that relative or that sibling to come in and be cool with you, it's such a betrayal. Not again, like they're doing the betrayal again, but they're also neglecting what took place in the past, even though they're aware that they were the problem at the start. Okay, so there's some sort of weirdness for somebody. Take it how it resonates. I don't know what you want to do with this, but that's a message for somebody. So the next message here we got is Zach and Cody. So I'm a millennial, so the first thing I was thinking about the sweet life of Zach and Cody. Now, your name could just be Zach, your name could just be Cody, okay? This could be the friendship situation again, like I mentioned before, but you know, Zach want to come in and be friends with you, or Cody, that could be relevant, okay? But let's pull one card for Zach. You watching that, they're watching for you. So you have somebody's heart, Zach. Somebody feels that you are like the perfect duo or perfect romantic partner. It's either a friendship or a romantic partner that feels like you guys are just perfect for each other. Somebody sees like you guys are BFFs or lovers, okay? You just go together like Zach and Cody, like peanut butter and jelly, okay? And for, yeah, okay, before I start, they want to fix things with this, whatever is happening right now that's not working. This person wants to fix things with you, Zach, or you want to fix things with this person, okay? So a message for Cody, in relation to Cody. So we got this card here. So Cody could have run away from the connection, whether it was friendship or a romantic connection. And now they don't want to run away anymore. But they do still have trust issues, and they still have commitment issues, but they want to work it out with you, okay? Now, going on to what I initially thought this would be like, as in the speed life of Zach and Cody. I actually looked up their zodiac signs. So for some of you guys, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius or a Capricorn. That's their zodiac signs on this show, okay? So we're just going to pull a card for a Saggy. If you're dealing with a Sagittarius, if you're a Sagittarius, these are your cards. So we got this one here. So somebody doesn't want to be in conflict with you. So you could have been in conflict with this Saggy, or Saggy could have been in conflict with you. They don't want to be in conflict with you anymore. They don't want to be in conflict with themselves. Okay, they're actually trying to find a way where you guys can, you know, be on calmer waters. They definitely want to be back in your world again, whether it's a friendship or a lover. Okay. That's for Sagittarius, and this is for Capricorn. So Capricorn, you're about to get an offer about somebody wanting to build. They don't know if you guys are gonna go long distance, right? But they definitely want to build for sure. They want to talk to you about dealing with a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights. I feel like they've been thinking about this connection a lot and how it's been plaguing their anxiety. So this is why, you know, things were weird between you guys, but a lot of them, work was kept coming in between you guys, and this is why they couldn't make a decision. You were waiting for a decision, they couldn't give you an answer, or vice versa. If you're Capricorn, you couldn't give this person an answer, but like, they really wanted to go to the top with you, but they couldn't at this time, and frankly, they probably cannot, okay? But they don't want to lose you in their life. Similar to how this Leo want to come back in and still have some sort of affiliation with you, okay? So there's that. And then I channeled a Japanese name, okay? That starts with an A. Or, well, since I'm saying names, I said all the names before, so Atsu, that could be relevant. That's a Japanese name. So we're going to just pull a card, but maybe your name is that, or you could be watching, or they could be watching for you, okay? So we got the Star card, so I feel like they want to give you a recognition, this person. They definitely want to reconcile with you, okay? A lot of them didn't have clarity before, or yeah, pretty much. They didn't get it. They couldn't read the signs, okay? For a lot of them, they thought that there was too many differences, and they were just kind of going off that. There was too many differences, and, you know, they felt like it would be discontent, you know? But now, they are realizing things. You know? Let's read the pamphlet, okay? Let's see here. The Star card, according to my notes, inspiration, a glimpse of transcendence, way up life, good health, okay? So, based on the cards, this person wish you good health. And the next card is what? Six of Cups. It's probably going to be different than my intuitive self, but let's see. So, this person is in good health. They wish you good health. Okay? Six of Cups. Reflection of the past, things that have vanished, may indicate desire for a change. So, the person that wish you good health is wishing for things to change. Okay? We got the Hangman as well. One must defer to social order to dispense justice or to continue on one's path of growth can detone spiritual intuition and self-sacrifice. Okay, so the person that wish you good health and, well, is thinking of the past, okay, reflecting on the past. They feel like they kind of have to sacrifice themselves to, oh, hold up, it was in reverse. So concentration on oneself, egoism. Okay, so the person that wish you good health and is reflecting on the past, they're in their ego. It was in reverse. I didn't see that. So they're in the ego. And Two of Rods. Let's see. The one holds the world in the palm of his hand. The sense of wealth, dominion, magnificence, and sadness is still indicated. So this is somebody that has everything, but is still sad, okay? And Four of Cups. Sense of boredom, dissatisfaction, and possibly longing for change. Action must be taken, but the seeker hasn't. Okay? Long story short, this person wishes you well. And like I said before, the thinking of the past, this person is very much in their ego. This is based on the cards, okay? Sorry, this is based on the pamphlet. Um, and they're in their ego, even though they have everything, they still feel dissatisfied because they want to change. And well, but they feel like it would never change, or they won't change. How do I? Okay, I'm getting the energy of like, I guess if you were in their life, things would be better because you're not, and things are still the same, and they want things to be better, and I guess they just want to like wish you the best type of energy. I guess they also feel kind of bad because they have the power to change things to make it better between you and them, but they would never make that, or maybe they were waiting for you to make a change and you never did, and they see you. Maybe they feel like you're in your ego and you're wishing them the best, but like they see that you're not happy, so they want you to make a change. But in another sense, I feel like they knew that they could have changed things for the better between you and them, and they didn't, and they probably never will. But they also feel dissatisfied because all they needed to do is change something or take action for something. But will they take action? No. Will you take action? I don't think so as well. And I feel like this person, I'm gonna just say this person's ego is bruised. I feel like they had a chance. It was a missed opportunity, or you missed an opportunity with this person. And they wish you the best. Okay. This is just giving the energy of like you were probably talking or dating with somebody, and action was never taken, and somebody now feels like they should have had, because they wanted to change something, they wanted to take action, but they probably never will. Or there was somebody took action. Something about taking action, but somebody will never take action. That's the message. So you could be from Japan, they could be from Japan. That name could be relevant, okay? You know, I feel like somebody just bored and discontent in life, and they hate the fact that the ego came in the way and ruined things in terms of change between you and them, and that's the message, okay? I feel like it's a little bit too late. Somebody should have taken action when they should have, and they didn't, and now somebody here is like upset with themselves because they let ego take the wheel. That's what I'm getting from that, okay? I don't think it's that deep, but somebody really is like taking it to heart for some reason. It could be you, it could be them. Whoever has this name, I don't know. That's a message for somebody. Now, on to the weird ass messages. This is the last one. I don't know if I can say too much. And we just read this bit for bit. There's some sort of organization or people. You know what? There are people. It's given an organization. I'm not sure. Okay? Abducting kids and teenagers to train them to be militant for a project or a specific country with special abilities. Okay? It feels very dystopian. I feel like this is a movie, but who knows in the distant future, because what the heck, okay? So long story short, they are training kids, teenagers, to be militant. This could very much be a movie. I love me some sci-fi dystopian movies, but you know, who knows in the distant future. So I'm not gonna leave it there. If you know what I'm talking about, whether it's movie based or not, this message will make sense to you. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay. I don't know what this is like. There's so much I can say, but I will say this: people having powers is not newsflash. It's similar to how things was revealed when it came to the aliens. when news, like when aliens were in the news. Now, why I'm getting this message? Listen, you ask the universe, okay? You ask your spirit team, you ask God, because I'm gonna just leave it at that. Anything else for collective? Let's do the initials. Let's warm this reading up because the babbling has been babbling a lot. So anything that's relevant in terms of the initials, that's anything, you know. So I'm seeing here aligned. There's gonna be a lot of alignment for you, okay? Or somebody's gonna get aligned when it comes to you, okay? Something about May season. There's a lot of questions that will be answered. Somebody might be getting veneers, okay? Something about lava cake is relevant. Somebody's gaining something and somebody will lose something. Or I'm also tuning into gaining weight is specific, okay? Or weight gain. Or weight gain. Something about the headquarters. Somebody wants to go to LA. Okay, so somebody wants to live. They don't feel like they're living alright, or they don't feel like they have the freedom to live. Okay, I'm also channeling something about United States of America and deportation, immigration, and ICE. If you are in United States of America, if you are an immigrant of South American, Hispanic descent, just be mindful. I don't know if you're gonna watch for these people collective, or if you're watching collective and you resonate, there's some sort of stuff happening again. Okay, I don't know if this is gonna be on the news, but something of that is relevant. Okay, something about wearing gloves. Okay, somebody wants to be a gentleman now. Okay, something about lilac or lilies. Okay, collective. Something about high school. Lisa. Something about small and big. Somebody saying could be Gavin. Somebody could be looking very gaunt, very thin. Somebody's gaining weight or losing weight, or somebody's being eating or have an eating disorder. Okay. Somebody, yeah. You know what? We're gonna wrap it up. And on that note, thank you for watching, and see you in the next reading.